So From Software hasn't hired me yet, but when they do, I'll be ready. Previously we sketched out some ideas and various variations to give us a framework of our character. And in the last video, you all chose this sketch to take further and refine in our final design. Now, we must refine the design element. Okay, so starting off with a sketch here of the head. Starting with the head because this allows me to get more of an understanding of what kind of character this is. It's also important to start with the head because it is inherently a focal point. Everyone looks to their head. No one looks at the chest first. They look at the eyes, the head first when first identifying a character. Now here I'm just sort of trying to lay out the basic forms, certain horns, what kind of beak or snout this dragon-human hybrid will have. And then now I'm going to play around with certain variations, anything I can add that will either add or take away from the type of character that I'm going to do. Here I'm trying teeth, but I ended up against that. And ultimately I started to just go with the initial first sketch design of this portrait. Well, not necessarily the first. It's more or less a mix of the first with a mane or a hair type of thing to add more interest. And now starts the refinement process of drawing the small scale thumbnail sketch that we had before into a much more refined, fully designed sort of line art type, not necessarily sketch, but more in a way that we can understand the forms and functions of this character. Now if I wanted to, I probably could just upscale this thumbnail and then color it and then start painting on it, but personally my style is a little bit more line heavy, and I like to have a little bit more lines in my final design. It's just a stylistic choice of mine. Not everyone needs to do it this way, or that everyone does it this way. It's just a way that I do it personally. As you can see, I also like to involve some hat shading, give a little bit more depth, make it look a bit more 3D, pop out, give it that extra sense of style. And now here I'm drawing the sort of mineral wings of the character. In the last video I talked about the idea of using these wings as sort of plate armor, and you can sort of contort these mineral scale wings around vital parts of his body, just the shoulders or like around his top of his legs here, and framing the belt here, which will give a nice look because it frames an object of intrigue here. Drawing the muscles of the forearm, making sure they flow nice. Really like the muscles of the forearm because they got the brachioradialis and the forearms flowing to the bicep. Really nice geometry there. Likes to guide the eye up it, it's sort of towards the face as well. We're drawing the belt because I didn't like the original belt design. I thought it would be much better to have a sort of piece of metal with some intricate engraving in there. And I'm drawing the calf shadows with some hatches and whatnot. And then underneath got some fur, and then I now add some feathers to add this sort of jagged shape language in there in the mix. And you can also see that these feathers are also present on like the old dragon priest as well, and I sort of included them here to sort of have a reoccurring motif. Drawing this sort of loincloth type thing, but it's actually a scroll of ancient dragon shaman knowledge. I don't know what's on there, but it's cool, and it's ancient dragon shaman knowledge. Drawing the feet, the toe beans. He's got 4 toes, but he's got this little tiny dog thumb thing. I don't know, I like that, it's cool. Now starting to draw the back on the right here. Now the thing with Elden Ring is that it's a third-person game. When you're running, when you're jumping, fighting, whatever, you're seeing the back of the character 90% of the time. So you've got to make the back of the character look intriguing and visually stunning. I skipped a bit because I forgot to record, and now I'm drawing the weapon. I wanted to draw a weapon that was obtuse, rough, and just essentially stupid and fun. And so a rock with a chain I thought was the perfect weapon for that. And there we have it. That completes part 2 of this series where we create a character for Elden Ring Night Rain. But wait, that's not all just yet. When moving on to painting and rendering our final design, we must first decide on a colour scheme. We need a set of cohesive, contrasting colours to really cement our design. Luckily, I have 3 options that I prepared earlier. Here's number 1, number 2, and lastly number 3. So please tell me which colours you find best suits our character for the final rendering phase of our Elden Ring Night Rain character. And what moves and character skill sets do you think this character should have? Comment down below. Till next time, adventurer.